Welcome everybody, how are you? Bienvenidos a todos, ¿cómo están? Okay friends, so yesterday we explained how no we I showed you some ideas of how to create wings for our character. I explained you like 4 methods that we could use. Remember that it is not like the perfect method. Maybe you can use one of them and do it in a faster way with less resources. That depends on you, on how you're going to manage that. Just keep in mind that you need a lot of things to consider when you are working here, and we decided to do something different in this case, because we already do some object parenting to move things. We did that with the first project with Goku, when we moved create the pose of the character, like with that technique. Then with bones we already with both characters, and maybe the one by one method, the one that I explained first, I already did that with Hulk, with Hero Hulk, for the haircut. And yesterday I tried this new thing for me, of course, that is geometry nodes. I explained why I decided to use this one and how to use it. I hope that maybe it was clear, and if not, I already shared with you the link of the video where I learned this method. But remember that I told you that we are not going to we're not going to follow step by step that method, because I'm going to use just part of that, and later I think that I'm going to use the other ones that I already explained to you. So maybe we can do a quick review of what we did yesterday. We wanted to create something that we can control, like we are using bones, something like that, and we can control how we can open and close the wings. Also, something that I just can select one object. In this case, I will create a feather, and then I'm going to replace all of these objects with that feather. So here we started in this part. I disconnect the original. When you create a geometry nodes, disconnect the original input and create a new design. I use curved lines to create the main bones of the wings, and then I start using nodes to merge those lines and also convert that into mesh to create one solid geometry, and then return it into a curve. Hello Miguel, welcome. I don't know if you came yesterday. I explained how I did this with geometry nodes. If you maybe did not check the video from yesterday, you can. I shared the original video where I where I learned this method from another creator. Okay, don't worry, I already shared the video on Discord and also on the description of yesterday's streaming. And I explained yesterday 4 methods that we can use. Hello. I explained to you 4 methods that you can use to create wings, but I decided to do method, I name it method number 4, that is geometry nodes. So again, I'm going to explain it very quickly again today, okay? So I decided to choose geometry nodes because I remember that in this channel I like to try new things. Remember that here we are not like trying to, this is not a tutorial of how to do things. I just showed you like kind of the process that I use, and then you can see, okay, I like it, or maybe I do another thing. It is like that's live stream. Also, you can share with me ideas, and we try here something different things. So that's how we spend time here. And yesterday I decided to do this new thing that is new for me. This is not a new thing, but it is new for me. Geometry nodes. I'm going to explain to you very quickly what I did yesterday. What we wanted, why I decided to choose geometry nodes. I could maybe do this with bones, with curves, with modifiers, like I showed you yesterday before we started with geometry nodes. But we try something new. Why I decided this one? Because I can control it like this, like we have bones, and I can choose how many feathers. In this case, these are the blocking of feathers. I selected this simple, look, it is a simple cube that I just changed the transformation, the scale, and all of that to create like the armature, like the blocking of the wings. So explain it very quickly again. Why I choose this? Because look, in my references, if I here we have like the anatomy of a wing. We have 3 main bones. Look at this, 3 main bones, and that's what we did yesterday, these 3 main bones. Okay, so to create this, I just create a cube, and inside the cube I just came here to geometry nodes and press new geometry nodes here. Then I just disconnected the group input, that is what is the info that is taken from the original shape. I disconnect that, so the cube disappeared, and I start to create my own shapes here. I decided to use curve lines, 1, 2, 3, 3 curve lines to create the main anatomy, the main bones here of the wings. Then I just use this transform geometry to control the rotation of those lines. I merge those lines with this node that is called join geometry. When you are creating something and you want to show that here on the output is this one. This is what you are going to see with this node. You initially just have input and output. Okay, if you want to see what is going, all the things that you are working here, you want to show that, you have to join all of your shapes with this node. But of course that we have first to convert, because these curves that I just created are just not like geometry. It is like, how can I say this, maybe like a reference, and to convert that into real geometry, it is this node, real instances. Let me show you. Because I create one curve, then to create the other curves I have to go to the points. In this case, with this node, I go to the ending point and instance something in that point that is a new curve line, and to convert that into geometry I use this one. So I repeat the process to the third line, and then these nodes here, I use it because with one value, with this value, I wanted to control how I am going to open and close this wing. Look, it is like I am having like an Ike bone here in a rigging structure to open and close the wing. Okay, so to control that, I just also I told you that these nodes reminds me, if you already work with materials, and maybe, I don't know, I didn't know how to code in Unreal. My experience with Unreal, with game engines, well, I have now a little bit of more experience on Unity because I am learning how to create games and all of that, so I know more of that, of the look at me, this is honestly amazing. I think it's really hard to make anything related to birds, and it helps a lot. I try this out. Welcome, Lucas Smith. Welcome. If you are new on this channel, please subscribe if this is helpful for you. We are creating this for our character that is called Hawkgirl. Let me show you what we have right now. I create this is what we have right now for our character. This is what we have right now. This is creating for 3D sculpting. So now we're creating the wings of our character. Look, I just have the structure. This is what we have for our character. This is for 3D printing, and this is a 3D sculpting process. This is different from 3D modeling that we can share. Maybe we can mix. Remember, in 3D you can do everything that you want, following all the methods, use everything that you want to try to get to the final goal, that is to create something that you have in mind. So this is what we are working on right now, and we are working now on the wings. That's what we are doing here. And I was explaining that we are doing this for birds. Okay, what two-node group? What node did you not understand? Please tell me so I can explain that to you. I am showing you the first group that this one here, inside this group. Thank you. Okay, we already are going to do something there. Let me first finish with this little explanation. Okay, we're going we go to that part. So after we created the 3 lines here, I wanted to find a way to control how we can open and close these wings, right? So I have to control the rotation of this. If you, let me tell you this again. If you work maybe with materials, if you work maybe with, I don't know, Unreal, I just use Unreal and Unity to import my characters and to see if that is working. That's my experience with those game engines. I have more experience in Unity because I am learning how to create games, so I know like the interface and all of that. But in Unity, I think that you have like a method to code with nodes. So why I am naming all of that? Because also if you have experience on creating 3D AR filters, and that's how I started here in 3D, because I used to create 3D AR filters for Instagram. I was a Metaspark creator, an official. I did the exam, and I have the official badge of that thing, and I was in the program and all of that. I have some experience with that. So in those apps, we used to manage, we used to do things with nodes. So that's why I remember some of that experience here. Yes. Let's see. I remember that here, I don't know. I just came here and say, okay, how am I going to do this? Okay, let's try this. Remember, I never have this content already, how can I say? Maybe I just created this and I am recreating this for you again. No, I came here and do this with you, so you can see all the mistakes that I make. And maybe I am not paying attention and you help me, so we learn here together. We are building this together, remember. Okay, so let's continue. And I wanted to use a node to control the geometry. But as you can see, let me disconnect this for a moment. We have 3 values here. So with this node, I can like separate and just like have some influence on only one value with this combined XYZ. You have also another value that is separate XYZ. I remember this. We have something similar when I created AR filters in Spark AR. We have something similar there. Okay, so now I can control that, but how can I control the other ones? So to make like the opposite, to go the opposite direction, look at this. When this one is moving like this, the other one is moving in the other side, and the other one is moving. So the 3 of them are moving in opposite directions. So to do that, I have to multiply with -1. So the value here is going to, in this case, become a positive value. And to rotate it like in 180 degrees, I need a value here that is pi. Remember this thing. Let me show you here. Let me show you here. This one. Do you remember this value? Basic trigonometry. I think that is this value. This one. So I just write that value here. I cannot use 180 degrees because I need like entire integers. Not integers, like numbers, not degrees. So I just write pi, and then I can do that here. And then I connect another XYZ, and then I have the control. And I repeat the same process with the other line. Now, those lines are just, I already told you, separated like references. It is not maybe the word, but ignore this for now. Let's say that this is connected to this part for now. This is connected, we have the 3 lines. Then I need to find a way, because these lines are just reference, but I need to merge those lines to become like one solid structure. So I use this, because these are curved lines. Remember, this is a curve. This is what I use, curved line. So I needed to find a way to transform that into a mesh, and I have a node that is called curve to mesh. Then remember when we have our modifier here, the mirror modifier, that we can merge points when we move it closer to the mirror point. So I have a node here to merge that by distance, the same way that we use to do here with mirror modifier. So now I have this converted into a mesh, but I had like straight lines, and I don't like that. I want that to be like smooth, like this curve. So to do that, I have to return that mesh into a curve. We already do that in 3D Sculpt. Remember, when I use curves and I want to create like the straps and all of that, I used to do that a lot. I convert something into a curve, or maybe I return that into a mesh. Remember that we do that a lot. So the same thing. I just, in this case, instead of going to object and convert that into a curve or a mesh, I just use nodes. Then I return that into a curve, and with this set spline into this nerves setting here, nerves, I can smooth that, and this resample curve is used to control how smooth we want that curve to be. Okay, now that's the main explanation of this structure. Now, how I created these like feathers in this case, that are not feathers, but our feathers are going to be here. Okay, so this is only a group. Let's go inside the group. Okay, so I decided to create like the blocking, to use a simple shape, in this case a cube. That's why I use this cube. You can go here, let me show you, I don't remember, but you can search here like cube. I think that this mesh primitives, here you have cone, when you shift it and you add something on your Blender file, the same way, but here you have to use a node, and that's what I use here. I change the size to convert that into this kind of rectangle, something like that, to have this size. I just change those values, and I use a transform geometry to move it, because if I create a cube, the origin point is going to be at the center, and I don't want that. I want it to be like in this starting point. So I just move down my cube. Why I added this object info node? Instead of using my cube, once I create my feathers, I just going to select here my object, select my feather, and delete this cube, and just join this transform into the instance, and then all these cubes are going to replace with the feathers that I'm going to design. So this is what I'm using here. Now, remember that I told you to create something following another shape, you have to use this node that is called instance on points. This is used to, in each point of the geometry, create something like that. Maybe you can search for the real meaning on the Blender documentation on the Blender website, but this is how I understand things, and I wanted to explain it in that way. So maybe you can, I always like to relate something with maybe basic things, so we can understand things by that. Maybe I am not using the right words, but this is how I understand it, and if I understand it in that way, maybe it is going to help you. Of course, that you can check the real definition, and okay, then you can say, okay, maybe I understand it better in this way. That's up to you, but I wanted to relate always simple things to explain the things that I am doing here. So this is used to create things in each point of the geometry. So I connect this on the instance point of course, and this resample curve is going to decide how many points, in this case, how many points we are going to use. Why? Because this is going, if we are going this resample curve, we go out, this is what controls how many feathers we are using. In this case, I say 25, I can reduce this or increase this value, okay? Okay, so let's continue. Now, when I created this at the first time, let me show you. Let me disconnect this and let me disconnect this. This is what I had at the beginning. I just created the cubes, and that follows the shape, but I don't have like this wing style. So I needed to find a way to do that. So first, for the scale, you can see that we have like smaller feathers at the center, and then the feathers are going start to increase the size until the last feather. So I needed to find a way to create that first, and I used these two nodes. That is the spline parameter. This node is like how I explained this yesterday. Let me try to find the right word so you can understand me. Spline is like this spline parameter. It is like if you, in this case, you are working on a scale. This is going to control your scale from 0 to 1. So if I connect the factor to the scale, the first cube is going to be 0, the size. Then it is going to increase the value depending on how many cubes you have. In this case, depending on the resample curve, until you have the final feather that is going to have the real size that we have here. So it is going from 0 to 1, like from 0% to 100% of the real values that you use at the beginning. And to control the range of, I wanted to specify, I don't want to go from 0 to 1, because the first one, it is not 0. So I use this map range. If you work with materials, if you create textures, PBR materials, you have something similar with you can do something similar with the color range, I think, I don't remember, color ramp node, the bigger one with two colors, with black and white, remember? So by moving those two colors, of course you can add more colors there, but we are thinking on the standard node. You can control like how the influence of that node is going to change your texture. Okay, the same thing with this map range. So I decided this min and max value, if we go out, min and max value, I decided these numbers to be the values that is going to be for my wings in this case. Let me erase this. So now I created that feathers, that change, that change on the size. Now, how about the rotation? Because okay, we took care of the size, but the rotation, look, it is starting like in the normal rotation, but it is slightly is going to rotate until we have something like this. So we needed to find again a way to rotate that. Remember that the spline parameter is used to go from 0 to the 100% of the value that you want to change. So I can use this spline parameter and connect that into rotation. But remember, it is going to go again from 0 to, in this case, 180, I think. I don't remember, but I think that is 180, sorry. Half of the... no, 180, yes. Also, I thought that I said at first that pi is 180. Maybe that was a mistake. That is half. Because pi is 360 degrees. Yes, I think that I made a mistake. Sorry, it was my mistake. At the beginning I told you that pi is 3.1416 and all of those numbers to talk about 180, and I think that is half. That was my mistake, sorry. But I think that you please, if I am saying something wrong, please let me know. Maybe I am thinking in a lot of things and I do not pay attention. So that spline parameter I am going to use the same to create here to change the rotation. But I want to the main factor, the main characteristic that is going to give me that thing is something called the tangent of the curve, and I needed a way to find that value here for the last. If I go that tangent, it is going to, if the curve is like here in this direction, the tangent is going to give me more in this direction. I don't remember specifically the formula of the tangent, of the sine, cosine and tangent. That is basic trigonometry. I think that is opposite over adjacent sides. I don't remember that, but you can check. So I go out, and now here on my last curve, look, I am not using the full curve or the second or the first one. I wanted of the last curve. That's why I work on the last curve I use this node, change it to vector and to spline, and name it. This name, you can put A, B, X, any number that you want. I name it like tangent, and store that value. Also, I remember that from SparkAR because we used to have something called, I don't remember exactly the name, but it is something like the sender and the caller, something like that. Something when you store a value and then you go to another part of your graph and call that value, so you don't have to have this weird like lines. It is something like that. It is not specifically that, but something like that. And the value that I wanted to store for this part is this curve tangent. So I connect this into this, and it is going to, okay, you want the tangent, okay, and you want to name it like this. Okay, so let's return here, and I call that value with this node. I put it into this math vector node. I think that is the name, because yesterday I didn't remember the name of this. I always get confused with math and with this one. So yesterday I think that I have to check again this vector, because I didn't remember the name of this one, but it is math vector. I got that, and to create like the opposite direction again, I just put -1. I connect that into the vector, into align the rotation here in the vector. I create this rotation that is going to control how these feathers are going to be here, to work here on my group of objects here, and I put it into local, so I can control each one by one all of this rotation. And then I connect, let me connect, sorry about this one. Here I can control with this X, Y and Z, I can control like the X, Y, the Y I think that is what I use in Y. C is this one, Y is this, how this is going to rotate, because once I give this value here, I want to control again with min and max value. It is going to act like this map branch. So Y I'm going to control it like that. C is going to give me here to rotate it a little bit, so I don't have like this is like a merged body. I can have like some rotation, and this is not going to be overlapping. And the X is going to be the same. It is going to control if it is go like here or here, and I connect that into this rotation that is going to control this local in a local way, and I connect that into, and look, you don't have like it is like overlapping. Let me go here. For here you have with this 0.1 value. Where is the 0.1? This one. You can control that 0.1. If you want, you can move it here too, and I then just connected that all the values that I want to change, I connect that into this group input, so I can control those values here outside. And I just I duplicate this group and just change the values to create the upper group of feathers. And now I'm going to create a third group, because if we check our reference, we can see this is a hawk. We can see that we have the main group of feathers like this one. We have this carpal, I think, this underwing, this is the third group. This carpal here, this is a second group of feathers. There is a third group of feathers that is called the underwing coverts, and we have outside the same group, so we have to create again something like this, but to the outside. third group, that is the final group, and we have this part that is this battalion, something like this, like the main body here, like this part, that is also this small part, like the part that is with the main bones. So that also is going to have feathers. We're going to see if we, because look, if we check the character, there you can see that in that part we have nothing, maybe just small feathers we have there. If we check another reference, you can see the same. There are like a small group of feathers there. Right, there are the main group of feathers and a small group of feathers. Here is the same reference, and all the references are like that. Okay, but I think that maybe this is more like an angel. This is more like angel wings, not like a hawk. Because if we check again the original design, the hawk is like not having that kind of a small, maybe here, but here you can see feathers too. So maybe with this design, look at this one. Here you can see that there are feathers there, not only those kind of smaller feathers that we just have to sculpt and move it there. We have something like this. So we have to decide, what do we want, this or this? I don't know. I'm going to see that later, maybe depending on how this is going to look with the other feathers, because I really like this design. But with this, I think that I have to create a lot of more groups, maybe smaller groups. I don't know. Maybe here I just have to go with the traditional methods that I already showed you just to finish. Of course, we're going to use the 1x1 method to add maybe extra feathers here that are missing, just to polish the design. Maybe move it another one here, like this. To create something like this, we are going to use that. But I really don't know right now what we're going to do until we finish this part. So let's finish this part first, okay? Let me see something. This is looking like the way I want. Just look. Okay, very good. So now I'm just going to duplicate this group and change the values. Just a moment. Okay, we are good to continue. Okay, let's duplicate this group. Let me move this here. And again, to join geometry, so I have to change the values of this one. Maybe I'm going to use, let me first change this value, the range. I don't know what I already use. 08, 05, 02, 3 1 0 5 maybe, I don't know. And now the length, let me change also the number of this. I'm going to maybe go with 40. I need to open this a little bit. We can see the other group there, but I need to open this a little bit more. Something like this maybe. Dun, 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 dun. No, 0.45. This one min max. What I change here? Just because that changed like a lot. That part I need to open more. Sorry. I already know what I did wrong. I confused about this value. I confused about these two values. This one 0. Okay. Now I have to. This one I was saying why I'm moving this and x. I confused this x with this x. This is the x. I need to open that a little bit more, I think. Like that, but maybe that's too much. But with that I can see the other group. Look, we have the other group there. So there we have the main 3 groups that are going to be inside our feather. I think that I have to create the other ones that are going to be outside. I think that this is going to be at the middle. Hello, welcome. We are trying geometry nodes for the feathers. And for this one, let me see something else. Something here. Maybe I can. The thing is that I want maybe to move this a little bit to the outside. Let me see something. Let me disconnect this. What is the value that I use? This Y value. If I move this, but I'm going to change everything. That's not good. I'm going to change everything here. Is there a way to change? No, I need to find a way because I want to. No, it is not supposed to. No, because I am not. Hello, Girish, welcome. We're creating the wings of a character. I'm just testing something here. I want to change here maybe the translation. Maybe there is a way to separate this part. I do not use that before. I just learned something this weekend and I just trying this right now. If you lose the explanation, I yesterday I talked about 4 methods that we can use to create wings, and I decided to go for geometry nodes. And this method, it is from another creator. I just use that as a reference, and I shared with you on the Discord server, on the Discord channel of 3D General, I think, and in yesterday's streaming, on the description you have the original video from that method. Just keep in mind that I am using that for the main structure, but he is creating the wings for 3D modeling, so he's using just textures. I am creating this for 3D sculpting, so I am going to use objects. So that's the difference. So I'm going to just create the main structure, and then I'm going to change that. Okay, I can see here, if I change this, look, all the pedals are going to change. I don't want that. Maybe let me try to use a separate combine as XYZ. I'm copy this value 0.5 here. Let me see if I can, the Y value is the one that I'm going to here. Let me see if I change this one. The thing is that the cube is the same. The cube is the same. That is the problem. The cube is the same. I'm sorry, this is not the one that I wanted. Great. The cube is different. No, great. Look, we already found a solution for that. So, as you can see, on these groups, if I create something here, it is going to change for all the other groups. I thought that I have to, I am new in here too, so I thought that you have to take care of that individually, but I can see that if I made a modification in one place, I can do that in the other places. Let me see if I want also, I want to control this value, this C value. So I'm going to control this C value that is going to control the rotation of my feathers here. For example, here, maybe let me check. No, we are good here, but maybe here I need to rotate this a little bit more. So if I go out, I can rotate the bigger a little bit more, like that, and we can leave the other one with that value. The only thing that I am seeing here like a little problem is there is no way to change the name of this, because this is going to confuse a lot. Look here, I can maybe change the name. Control C rotation, rotation in C, I'm going to call it, or C, no, C, how can I do rotation in C, rotation C, I'm going to call it like that, rotation in C. The Y, I'm going to call it, what was the Y value, translation Y, I'm going to just translation Y, rotation C, rotation, oh, C rotation, what's in C rotation, sounds better, C rotation. So by changing those names, I am not going to get confused later. You can check with N, you can change like the properties of frames and all of that things. White translation, I'm going to call this. And this X that is not telling me nothing, this is rotation too. So now I think that we have all the values that we want. Okay, so here I'm going to leave the the X rotation in the same axis. I want this to be straight. The Y translation, again, the same axis. And the Z rotation, I already changed that. Maybe that's too much. I need, or not? No, maybe we're good. Okay, for this one, for the second group, let's change those values. First, I think that I need to change the Y translation to move it a little bit outside. Not too much, because remember that we're going to merge this, but a little. Maybe a little. No, that's too much. That's too much. In 2. Yes, 2 seems to be the right value. Also remember that this is not, now we are doing this, but remember that we have to create our feathers. So maybe I'm going to change later these values. But for now we're going to leave it like that. So by doing that, I think that I can reduce the rotation here, the X rotation. I can reduce this value to maybe, to 4. Yes, I can move it a little bit closer. Maybe in 3. Let's try 3. The X rotation 3. Okay, I think that 3 is a good value. Now I can connect the third group, and I'm going to first change the translation, the rotation. No, the rotation I'm going to leave it like that. Translation is the same as this on 0.0. I'm going to use minus 0.03 maybe, or 4, yes. 4, let me check here. No, I think that I need to add maybe 5. Yes, 5. 5 is a good value. Now I have to move this a little bit closer because that's too much. Maybe try 0.8. I think that I can move that closer. 0.6. 0.6 seems to be good. Yes, maybe 0.5. Let's try 0.5. Well, what was the value? It was X rotation 0.5. Okay. And what else I want to change here? What else I want to change here? Also, I can see, let me check something, that the values that I am changing are for the full scale. Let me see. I don't want this to change the full scale. I want, or maybe I have to change the full scale. We're going to change that later. Maybe I just want to affect the Y, the Z axis, so I can use a combined X, Y, and Z and just affect that value. For now, we're going to affect everything. Later, we're going to see how it is going to. The thing is that this is good, but remember that for 3D sculpting, we don't want to have like these very, very small values. No, I think that we're going to. I'm going to change. Let me see. Let me try to use this one. I'm going to connect this into Y, right? And this is going to be 1, 1, and 1. But I want to change also the look. It is better for 3D sculpting, but I think that I need to change also the X. Let me see if the X. Yes, the X, but the only value that I am not going to change is the Y, because I want to have the same the same value here, so when I print this I am not going to have issues. Okay, but by doing that I can see that I have to move this closer. Okay, so let's do that. Remember that here you have to test everything. There is no, maybe you can go for the original values, I don't know. You have to see what is better for your project. I have to move this closer. This is too much. I don't know, maybe they are paying attention to all of these things that maybe I am not explaining well. This is a new world for everyone. Look, I think that I have, but by doing that then I need to change the rotation. Okay, don't worry, let me use the same value, 0.025. This one here, I have to move this closer. So this one. I think that I'm going to do the same with this one. 0.2 that. And this, the weight translation was 0.5. Let me try with 0.3 maybe. Yes, that's good. I like this one. I didn't want to have like a smaller here on this axis because I already told you this is for 3D printing. I want to mix this, to merge this. I don't want to have special weird things there. Okay, so we have the inner feathers. Now we're going to create the outer feathers. And to do that, I'm just going to duplicate this and duplicate and just let me check. Just change some values. Let me see something here. Okay, let me do that. First this one. And the rotation is going to be to the other side, like that. Just like that. Just those values. Okay. If you want, you can play with seed. That is going to change a little bit also the rotation here, the Y rotation. This the Y rotation that is affecting these parts is only for to make not like perfect, to follow the rotation, to have like some kind of little imperfections here on how this is going to rotate. Okay, now let me just create the other group of feathers. And just change those values. I can see that here I need to change the rotation to the other side, the C rotation to the other side. Let me see the just because I can see that the feathers here are like out and the the other ones, this side is in, and I have that in the other. I need to change that. I need to change that, maybe with rotate this into the other axis like this, and this one the same, like that. And I think that these feathers is the same thing here. Maybe I have to change everything. I cannot see here very. This one, if I am good, I cannot see here. Here is like a mix, so I don't know. No, I can see that these are. No, I think that we're good. This one maybe is in, this one is out. No, I'm going to leave it like that. So now we have like the main feathers here. Also, I think that I'm going to use, let me check here. These are a lot of feathers. Maybe we should reduce the number, and then if we miss something, then we can add that manually. What do you say? Let me change here, for example, the middle one, that is 25. I can reduce that to 20. The other group is 30. Maybe 25. No, this is this one. No. I think that we're going to leave it like that. I cannot count how many feathers I have here. No, I think that yes, let's leave it like that. Oof. Okay, so now we have our feathers. And what we have to do now, I want to try to create maybe some kind of shape here that is going to maybe give me like an idea of what I want here. Here we have to decide. The thing is, okay, before we do that, no, it's the same thing. Okay, the music is stopped. I'll go for some water and I'll be back in a moment, okay? Okay. Let's save this here. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. I was thinking now to decide what I am going to do, maybe I have to use my reference, maybe my model, my character. But I do not have the feathers right now. I have to design the feathers. So I think that maybe we can work on finish the basic anatomy, the basic structure, the block out of the wings, and later we can start working on the other parts. And if we want to change, we just disconnect some values and we leave it in this, because the thing is that now I can create another smaller group. I really like this design, you know. I really like this design. This one. I really like this one, because this design here. Let me show you. I don't like these parts of the wings. This is more like an angel, I think, and she's not an angel. She's literally the name Hawkgirl, and the hawk has like this smaller, and also those feathers do not come like here. These feathers come like until here and here. It is like a smaller group here of feathers. We can move it here, so we can cover these parts. Maybe here. I think that we can finish like the basic structure of the wings. Yes, I think that we can finish the basic structure of the wings, what I have in mind, and later we decide what to do, okay? So to continue with the structure of the character, I'm going to create some kind of basic shape here that follows the curve, the original curve that we created, to have something solid here, to have something that, okay, this is the border of the wings. Okay, so to create that, let me check. I have to. This is a curve. Okay, this is a curve. I need to convert that into a mesh. Yes, because the curve, I don't want the curve, I want a mesh. So first I'm going to create something called curve to mesh. This one. Let me check something. Let me just connect this here. This is the original anatomy. You just press Ctrl Shift and click on that, just like we do with materials, to see what is happening on a material, and then on a node, on a specific node, and then we just return here. Just delete that. Something like that, okay? So this is the viewer. I want to see what I am creating here. So maybe I have the curve to mesh. So this is a mesh right now. I think that I want to the curve. Let me add this node here in curve. Let me see if I can find the name here in curve. The node that I want is curve, fill curve to points, no, primitives, curve circle, this one. Look at that thing. I want to change this to 36 just for a basic, and let me reduce this to maybe 0.0. Yes, this is the curve that I want to convert. The curve that I am creating is this one. that follows the basic structure again of what I'm creating here. What else? I think that I can change this radius here, curve radius. Let me search again. Let me search here again. Curve. Let's go to curve. Topology. No. Primitives. I already used the primitive here. Curve radius. Curve radius. Something to control the radius of the curve length, curve tilt, spline resolution. Right, maybe set curve. Here one. This one. Sorry. Here I have something, and I can just increase the radius. But I have also radius here, so I think that I don't need that. Let me see what happened. No, I want this one. I think that I don't need this one. And to change the, yes, I don't need this one because I already have this one. And this is the mesh. I think that I can create like an spline, because as you can see, like the bigger part of this part is like here at the beginning, and then it is small. It is slightly go to a smaller value. Okay, so to create that, we can use again the spline parameter. Remember the one that we use here, the spline that I already told you. This is the explanation that I have for this one. Is like it goes from 0 to 100% of a value that you want. In this case, I want the radius. What happened? Okay, great. Now we have our curve here. And now I am going to play with this radius here with the spline parameter. What is the spline parameter? Let me search. Spline parameter is at curve width. Okay, curve width. And if we connect that into here, okay, so I cannot connect this into this part. And that's why I need this one, because this works with curve, I think. Okay, let me see something. If I select this in one, if I select one, yes, I need this one. Yes, that was my mistake. I need this one because this is like a mesh, something like that. Yes, because I'm converting this into a mesh. I cannot connect this factor to this one, right? No. Look, the message says the node input does not support fields. Any invalid links are highlighted. This is not good. So, okay, I understand. I can control the curve radius with this curve circle here with radius, with this value. You can see the screen, right? It is clear, the numbers, yes. I can control the resolution like we do with a circle or a sphere. When we like create some of those basic shapes, we can control the resolution, the number of edges and all of that. That's what is resolution for. But I need something to control the real curve, that is this case the curve, the radius, and with one I said that the 0.05 is completely 0.05. If I reduce or increase this value, it is going to affect this radius here. So to affect now the radius, I cannot directly, as you already saw, the spline factor is going to work here. And look at that. Again, remember, spline give me from 0 to 100 the value of something. In this case, the radius. In the other cases, the scale. In the other case, the rotation. But it is always from 0 to the 100% value. But as you can see, I don't want that. First, because I don't want this to be 0. And the other reason is because this it's supposed to be in this side and this is supposed to be in this side. And to control that, we can maybe multiply and with a -1 or something like that, but instead I can just control map range and control my values here and said, no, I don't want you to go to that. First I'm going to invert this to 1 and you are going to not 1, maybe what value? 0. I don't know, 0.5. Let's try 0.5, something like that. Maybe I want you to be here 0.5, a little bit bigger. Let's play with this value 0.6, no, 0.003. And I'm going to just to join to see. Remember, to always see what I am doing here, I have to connect that into geometry. Not to see, because to see is this viewer. To have the final result here on the screen, this is the final result. This is not the final result. So I just have to connect that into join geometry. Okay, what happened? What happened with my... I cannot see my... Something is happening with my... I cannot see the... I cannot see the result. What is happening here? Maybe I need to convert this into... Join geometry. Let me think what I am doing wrong here. I cannot see the result. This is join geometry. If I disconnect this, sorry. No, I cannot see. There is a mistake here. Let me delete. Okay. I have to delete the viewer first. Yes, that was the mistake I was thinking, but I am not doing anything wrong. The problem is that while I have the viewer node here, if I not connect something to the viewer, I am not going to see anything. Okay. Yes, you have to help me. That's why all of you are here, because maybe I am distracting with something and I am not paying attention. And the mistake is something very easy to resolve. Okay, so now we have this kind of maybe border, I don't know how can you call it, and it is good in this part because remember this is just basic shapes. With the curves, with the feathers, it is going to look different. I am thinking on something with this thing here. I mean, I like it, but I am thinking on maybe leaving just affecting the, because if we look at the feathers are only changing maybe on the length of the feathers, but the width and the other, it is not changing. My feathers is going to be really weird here. Maybe I don't need to change that. I think I am thinking now about that. We're going to see that later, okay? For now, we're going to leave it like that. Okay, so what else do we have to do here? We can see our feather is looking really, really beautiful. Look how I can open and close my feather the way I want. Now I have to just following the basic structure of feathers. I think that we can create like the mirror, and also move this a little bit here because our feathers are not completely joined. Let me check. Look, we don't have this, we have separate feathers. So first, to move it a little bit to the side, you already know that to move things, we use, if we are not connecting something, we are not going to use the instance on point, so we are not going to use in these values. So just to move that, we are going to use the transform geometry. Maybe there is another node, but these are the ones that I know. I just learned this in the weekend, so I am not know a lot about nodes, and I am doing with what I know. I just moving this here, and maybe just in X, moving it a little bit to this side. Maybe this is going to depend on our character. And to create the mirror, we can duplicate this and geometry to geometry, and instead of moving this, I'm going to select this. To duplicate it, we can to invert it, maybe we can use this scale -1. And again, to see what is happening here, we just going to use the control, the join geometry, and we have our feathers. And the good thing about this one is, like, we are having like a full actually use your nodes to scatter grass and flowers on a plane. It looked better than the particle system with, but it was more system demanding at the time. Okay, so you said that maybe we are using a lot of resources of the PC with the particle system. Yes, but remember that at the end we're going to, for me in this case, I'm going to apply, in this case for the particle system, to convert that. I don't know the option, the bottom, I don't remember, the one that you use to convert the mesh. No, it is not apply, it is another thing, to leave it like it is, and you can get rid of that node, but you have the final result. At the end we're going to convert the mesh, so during the process it is great, it is good. Maybe I'm going to use that here. The thing is that I am thinking right now, maybe I should create another third group, smaller here, just a smaller group here, and later delete those feathers, the other ones that I don't want. I don't know. Maybe I just go to the second feather and create that third group there and get rid of this. That is another option. Also 40. You know, I'm thinking on deleting. Yes, you know what? Look at this. This is looking good. This is not looking good. I think that I'm going to change that. This is, here we work like that. What I have to change? I think that I have to change X value. Yes, now it is looking better. Look. Now I have the feathers are, yes, now it is looking better. Now I have real feathers there. And I don't worry about this one because I can add later another feathers inside here, so I like this one better. Okay. So what there's, look, we can move the feathers like that, open and close that. Also, now that you say that you use geometry nodes to add grass or flowers on a plane, how can I do that to add maybe some feathers here? But no, I don't like that. I could use particle system to do that in here. But now that you are saying maybe I should use geometry nodes to create another fourth group of nodes, but smaller feathers that goes from the maybe I have to create just another, so I can change the values of that. Instead of going from smaller to bigger, it is going to go to bigger to smaller. The fourth group of feathers that is going to be here. Maybe a fourth and a fifth group of feathers. Okay, to finish the explanation of this one, I want to show you another thing that we can add. I can send you the link. Yes, please send the. Maybe I can check that and send that on the share that on the 3D general where we share links or things about 3D, not on the 3D question and on the 3D general channel. Yes, please do that so I can check that. But maybe I am thinking on the better way to do this here is just to create a fourth and a fifth group with the opposite maybe the opposite the increasing and decreasing values. I am thinking about that. So I'm going to give the result that I want for the character, because I don't like, believe me, I don't like this. I don't like this one. And I think that it is the original design, but I already told you this looks more like an angel, and the feathers for the hawk, the real hawk, are like a little bit different. Maybe I will do something like this, but not like that. Maybe I am going to add another group of feathers here with a ray, I don't know. But now that we have geometry nodes, maybe we can use that. I just have to think in a way to invert those values. A fourth and a fifth group. Let me see. Let's try. Remember, thinking we are not doing nothing. We have to do it. To test it. It is inside. Okay, so I'm going to create here another group. This is going to no, I don't have to classify this. I'll just leave it like that. Let me create a third group here. I'm going to join curve, go curve here, and I'm going to reduce this to maybe 20. This new group, I'm going to move it outside to translate it to 5, and the min and max is going to invert here the min and max values and go to, instead of the min is going to be, okay, let me change this to 25, and the max maybe I can invert like that, I don't know, maybe 1. Yes, because if I move this to 0.5, great, I just have to change these values, the min and max, to invert, to use a max value on the min and use a lower value on the max, so I can create that like kind of effect. And you know, I like this but I think that I need to add something else here, because at the end this is not going to help me too much. I need a way to close this, so maybe this one is not a good idea. I don't know that right now. What else can I do here? I have to open that. No, I think that I'm not going to open that, or maybe just a little. Maybe I can rotate this, the C2 to that 15 maybe. Just 15 is looking better. Move it, rotation 6 to move it a little bit outside. No, 6 not, maybe 7. And I just delete this later. We don't have to worry about that. Yes, I think that I'm going to have this fourth group here, but maybe let me try to use another value. And instead of 20, I think that I need more. Maybe 2. Yes, 2 is better. And 25. Let's put this 25 here. So we are going to have, no, I need more. 30. Okay, now we are good. Look, then I'm going to delete this at the end, or maybe I'm going to leave it. I don't know. Maybe the other way to do this is just to connect this and to work only on the second. Let me see if I can do that. Yes, but first I have to then if I do that, I have to reduce to 20. Let's save. I'm going to create something similar here, but instead of realize, okay, instead of doing this here, but what happens if I do that? Let me see. We are trying to, I don't know, store value, store name attribute. I change that into vector and spline, and I'm going to call this tan2 curve tangent. Let me see. But no, it is not a good idea, because the tangent in this one is in the opposite side. Thank you, welcome. Okay, let me think. Yes, because the tangent is to the other side, so it is like, okay, let's try it. I don't know how it's going to look until I try it. I can just select the value here, and let me see if I can just connect this into geometry. Let's hope nothing happens. If the PC explodes, it is not my fault. But I know what is going to happen here. I have to change something else here. I have to change this. I can connect this here. Good, great. Okay. No, we are not having. Don't worry. We don't have to worry about this. And look, that's what is going to happen. Yes. I knew that this is going to happen. Because look, now that I am using tank number 2, in this case, the number here is different. Let me maybe I can reduce that value. No, it is the same. It is good. The only thing that maybe we need to find a way to control what is factor random value. This random value, maybe let me try to change that. This is the random value, right? Reduce this to 1 and reduce this to 1. Maybe let me try 0 and 0. It is the value is too low, so it is not going to affect that. I don't have to worry about this. But it is going to follow the curve, so it is going to be like that. I know what to do. Instead of using the second one, we're going to use the first one. But it is going, it is going to be, what should I do? We are almost there. What should I do? Help, please, help. Help me to think what I should do. I am trying to create something like this. Let me check the bones. It is in the second bone, yes, because the third bone, but we are using the third bone too. Yes, maybe, no, it was my mistake. I'm going to leave the tan 2 for a fifth group, maybe. No, it is not a good idea. Let me check this time. Yes, it is better in this way. Look. Also, let me increase this value because it is too small. Let me change to 0.8 or 0.1. Smaller and denser group at the top, the fewer and the larger at different systems and cells from the bone, just how it is in the reference. Yes. What do you think about this one? The thing is that how it is going to follow, because if I change to the tank 2, to the other reference, maybe it is also something good. Then I can just delete these feathers here. Remember that tangent is going to follow the shape of the curve. We have the first one in this direction. Think about this. We have 3 curves. Let me show you this again. One line here, one curve here, and the final curve here. So all the feathers are working with the tangent of this third curve. This is tangent number 1. Let me write here. I remember that in the college we can. Let me just call that. This is tangent 1 and this is tangent 2. More above the curve, you say a fifth line of this one. Yes, I can do that. But the thing is that I like this design, and as you can see, we already have this covered, the third. But the fourth, I think that it is not on the third, it is only going to the second one. But in the second one, the tangent is like to this direction, not to this direction. So the open, how the curve is going to open is, it is going to be like to that. Look, that's why the cubes are going to that direction. But also it is following the third curve. It is going to follow the third curve. Maybe I should find a way to avoid this. Yes, I know. Maybe I know. No. The thing is, look, if you know why it is going into this direction, because I am using the 3 curves, okay? But the 3 curves, so by using the 3 curves, it is going me to complete the third curve. Here, it is the end. So that's why these are going to that, and I just want the second curve. The problem is that this curve, look at this. Maybe I can create something here. I have to, the smooth, I just join these curves here. This process here is to merge all of those lines and convert that into a single curve. But I just want the 2 first curves and ignore the third one in this case. So that's the thing. Maybe I can join geometry, try to separate this to create like a third option. Let me try to do that. I'm going to do this, and the merge instance here is going to, instead of going this one here, I'm going to separate this, and this one is going to be sorry, like that. But now this is the problem. Yes, I have to create the feathers. Don't worry about that. Look, okay, I have to connect this here too. Okay, that was the solution. Look, No, but no, we're almost there. We're almost there. No, we are almost there. There is a now I lose this part. I wanted to be at the beginning. Why you are not at the beginning? Oh, this is a mess. I don't know how you're going to understand, or maybe people that are watching this is looking like a mess here. What should I do? Something else. I am missing something else. The problem is that now my curve disappear. If I disconnect that there, if I connect this here, look, it is why in this it is starting only in the second one. Okay, sorry, my mistake. The feather, can you stretch the top feathers up over the bone? Can you stretch? I don't understand that. The mistake was that I have to join the first. Look, there we have the solution. Now we have our 4 beautiful. Maybe let me increase the value of this one. 0.15 maybe 0.15. Yes, it is looking really good. I love this design. Let me increase this a little bit more, 0.5 maybe. Yes. Now I have to do the same with 0.05 here. 0.5 here. I'm not sure how. Yes, I don't understand that question. Please, can you change the question? Stretch. What do you mean by stretch? The stretch. I think that you said the length of the curve. I am controlling that already with all the nodes. I can control when I select an object. The object is going to adapt to all of these changes, so I can increase, decrease, change all the things that I want with that curve. Or if I want, just select the object. If I want to change the object, that they are on the bone, but that's what I am creating. That's what I am trying to create here. I just have to move this inside, and that's what I am creating. I really don't understand that question, sorry. Here we are creating this here, so I can that's what they are coming from the bone. I don't understand the. Okay, but what I wanted is here. That's the most important thing. Yes. Maybe we are sharing different. I don't. We shall see. Yes. Maybe I am thinking something and I am not explaining it very well, so maybe you are confused. I don't know. With a stretching, what you mean? Maybe with a mesh to follow this until here. Maybe that's what you're saying. We can do that with control, with nodes. I don't know how to do that. I have to confess that, but I'm sure that there is a way. But of course, that we are not going to use feathers. We're going to use maybe an external mesh and then sculpt this here, if that's what you're talking about. In the easiest way is just to create an external curve and use modifiers and just follow the shape of the wings. We can do that also too. It is easiest because I don't know how to do it with curves, and I checked that. I remember I checked that, and it was a lot of things, and I said no, that's too much, and I think that I can do that with modifiers, so I don't have to to make it more harder for me. This is what I want. I don't want this. Remember, I don't want this. I don't want this. Maybe at the end, remember, I know that I am saying some things right now, but we have to decide what is better for the model. If the model is not looking good, then we have to change it. Remember, with the Hulk, I did that. I was spending like one full week just creating one hairstyle. Then I create the belt and return to see the hairstyle, and I hate that style, and I recreate that from the beginning. Another week, and that final haircut was perfect for me. So maybe at the end I'm going to change it. I don't know. That's why I create multiple copies of the files, so I can return to the original design and change what I want to change. Also, okay, this is what we have here. I have to move it a little bit closer to the inside because it is too to the outside. Let me change that. Let me move it a little bit to the inside. What is a white translation? Let me yes, 4 is good. And okay, I have to move it to the outside to rotate it into X, in the X value, maybe 8. No, I want to use this one. Okay, this one is good. I really love this design. Believe me, I really love this design. I'm very excited about this what we are doing. And I think that I am excited because this is completely new for me, and it is like I am understanding right now this with you. So I can show you that when you do not know something, you just have to try it, and then at the end you're going to figure it out, and you're going to learn that something new. You're going to improve your skills. Okay, let me change the here the values, and here I have to change this to rotation. No, this one, right? I don't remember. And I have to change this to the other side, like that. I don't remember. I got confused. Let's return to the original. Okay, if I go here, I have to first the translation. That's number 1. Translation to the other side. Okay, now we are good. We have to rotate the X to the other side. Instead of negative, it should be positive. Great. And also the feathers are in the other C rotation. So C rotation here should be negative. Okay, now we are good. Sorry, that was my mistake. Look at this. I think that at the end I'm going to just rotate it, but manually. I'm just going to take care about this. And here, I'm going to leave this here. Let me think about something. The rotation is going to be like that, right? What happens if I change this? Let me save first. Okay, it is going to completely invert. I have not to touch this. Yes, I remember. I don't know why I touched this one. What is this? I forgot about this. From 0 to 1. No, sorry. These are the... Okay, very good. Sorry. The rotation, yes, this is the rotation that I want. There is nothing else that I can do about this, because I am using this as the factor. Yes, there is no other way to do these things. Yes, we don't have to worry about that. Sorry. I wanted to... Okay, great. So, to finish this streaming, to end this with the final touch, we can, this is something that I was thinking on, and I was like, it is going to look good, but it is making sense what I am doing right now. Maybe at the end I should just create an external shape to join this part. Because we can also create some kind of rotation to this side, and maybe that's with surface deform, I think. No, what's the name of the modifier that you use to simple deform, sorry. And see, no, bend, or no, what is no, what is that? See, well, oh, I forgot about this one. How is what this one was the? I forgot about this modifier. Is stretch maybe? No, I forgot about this. No, stretch is not the value. 45. We'll turn this 45. The origin. Should I create an origin object here? Maybe. Don't remember about this one. I don't remember about this one. Simple deform. How can you change things with simple deform? I don't remember. I forget. It is the right modifier. Simple deform. In simple deform, you can. I want to move this like here to this part. Simple deform, I think it is possible. But I have to select the right value. Maybe what am I doing wrong? I want to rotate this side to side. This should work here. What am I doing wrong? Because I want to bend these values. What is happening here? What is happening here? Am I missing something? Jeez, this is what I want. But why is not working the full structure? Maybe. Okay, I am thinking. Maybe the problem. Let me select this. I think that the problem is maybe this one. Let me disconnect these two just for a moment. Sorry, that was not what I want to disconnect. What am I doing? I want to disconnect this one and this one. Let me see if that is the problem. No, it is not a problem. Why you are not following the movement of my design? Geometry. Let me select this one. This is geometry here, No, I am changing things that I should not touch. This should be working, and I don't know why this is not working. I don't know why. Or 5. What's wrong with you? No, twist no. Bend is the real. Yes, it should be working. This is weird, and I don't know why this is not following the. Why this is not following the rotation of the wings. I did this in the right way because I create this -1, -1, right, to invert that. And everything is I really don't know what is happening here. If I delete this, okay, let me try to delete this just for a moment again. Maybe this is not good for what I am trying to do, but it doesn't make sense. This should be connected to this one. I don't have to worry about this. No, it is not making sense. Then I connect this. There is no more problems with what I am trying to create here. No, I don't know. I don't know what is happening here. Why this is not working with what I want. This should be simple deform. Simple deform you use, and this should be maybe I am doing something wrong here with the curve to mesh. No, if I delete this part. No, it is going to happen the same. No, on X, but what X? What X? On X? No. The thing is, look, it is working. This is what I want. Look, it is working. My idea is working. The thing is that the feathers are not responding. Are not are not getting affected by this modifier. I don't know. It did follow. Just that's why I'm trying to do it. It should follow, but I don't know why it is not follow the other what the other modifier is doing. I think that maybe I am missing, I don't know, it is something that maybe I am not looking at, but it doesn't make sense. It is joint geometry, everything is converted into a mesh, and if it is not converted into a mesh, it doesn't matter. No, I think that is not going to. No, it is not going to. No. no, it is not going to work, because you want to modify this, what you are using here. I really don't know what is happening, but the thing is the wings should change with that rotation. I have geometry, so I have all the geometry nodes. Let me, no, and everything is connected in the right way, because look, if it is not connected in the right way, this should not be shown in this part. If this is not, if you see nothing here, then it is because it is not connected very well. You know what? Maybe I know the answer. I know the answer, maybe. Look, I have an idea. I have an idea what is happening. What is the middle one? This is the middle one, right? I think that no, that is not the. I thought that maybe that was the nodes. No. And I said maybe this is affecting the nodes. Let me try to disconnect this. Disconnect this. Everything that I have here. And just use again just this one directly to points. No, it doesn't make sense. Everything is connected in the right way. Maybe let me I don't know, instead of connecting this here, just leaving one side. No, maybe I am wrong with this part. No, I really don't understand what is happening. No, everything should be working in the right way. I should move these wings side to side, but I really have no idea what is happening. The wings, look, it is working perfect. Look, I can open and move my wings. This is working in the right way. The modifier is not working. The modifier. I don't know why. Maybe I am not converting this into a mesh. Maybe that's the. I am joining. Yes, I am transforming that into a mesh. This is a mesh. That's why this is moving. I really don't know what is happening. I think that I have to check this. Yes, that should be working. It doesn't make sense if this is not working, because remember, this is a simple cube. Look, if I change this, simple modifier, what was the name? Simple deform, right? Mesh deform, simple deform. Look, bend. Look. It is changing in C. Look, in C. It is changing the object. The modifier is affecting the and I am using a cube. The object, the cube, but the feathers are not. Okay, let me try this. This is the fine. I think that this is not going to make sense, but let's try it. Cube. and then I'm going to convert something like that. It doesn't make sense, but let's test if that is a problem. Maybe, I don't know. Control A, all transforms, so I have this here. I'm going here, I'm going to select this, and the object, for example, for this one is cube number 1. This is the 25. It's the same thing. It's not going to change. Let me create a, I don't know, a circle to see if it is. No, it is not working because I have not connected that part. Sorry, that was my mistake. The first one, cube number 1. Okay, and I have to go here inside and connect this into geometry, into instance. This is number 1. No, that is not the problem. I don't know what is happening. These things, that doesn't make sense. This should not be okay, but that is how you select an object, by that. Did you see? So when I create the feathers, I just replace the object with this cube in this case. Let me delete that thing. You say it changes the object but not the addition. Yes, now I see. I am not, maybe there is a simple error and I not see what is happening. What can be the answer of this thing? What could be the problem? What is happening? What's wrong with this part? What I am not looking at? Again, the thing is that the only thing that I can think about, but it does not make sense because the modifier should affect this, not this is separate. This is a separate world. And I already showed you that if I disconnect this, it is not like it is a conflict, maybe something here. If I disconnect, no, I already showed you that. This should be changed. I think, okay, maybe I think what's the mistake? No, again, this should be moving with this. I know that these are straight. No. I'm trying to explain what is happening, but I have no idea because everything is right. So this should not be. Let me try again to disconnect and leave it like this. This is not exist. This doesn't exist. I'm going to delete all of this first. 25. No, I'm going to delete all of this. Delete this. Delete this. Connect this directly to this. Erase this part. I'm going to have a mistake there, but no. I don't know what I'm doing right now. This should be working. I don't know what is happening because modifiers affect to the final mesh. Not it. Modifiers have nothing to do with this. And simple deform is the modifier because that's the modifier that I am using. The simple deform. Simple deform should be in C, changing the invent. Let me see, maybe, no, 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 no. This doesn't make sense. It is not like you, okay, you may say, ah, but at least it is moving in a weird way because these have no topology. This is just a cube. No, it should be moving with this, and I don't know what is happening. I really don't know what is happening, but I have to check that later to try to find a solution. This doesn't make sense. This should be following the movement of these things. Look, this is working, but the this is not working at all. Maybe here I am. No, no. It is like it is not connected to the. It is connected to the final result, but what is happening? I really want to know what is happening. If I change. Okay, okay, okay. I can see what is happening. No, no. I am missing something. Another. Maybe that's the the answer to this one too, because I am missing something extra here, and is let me see, this one. I am missing this rotation. I am missing this rotation. It is straight. I need this effect here. Let me see something. Let me see something very quickly. I have activated that, right? Maybe. No, but that position is going to, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do right now. Just set position here, maybe. This is not really. There you have it. That was a mistake. Let me disconnect this. Let me disconnect this. This is for another thing. Look, the mistake. Look, this is the mistake. The mistake was, remember that I already told you one and one that I have to. This is just like info. This is just like info, but it is not like the final geometry. I have to. No, this is not. What is the one that I use? Realized. No, this one? Realize instances. No. I never surrender. This was the one that I was missing. Realize instances. I already told you from the beginning. I repeat this a lot. I don't. That is happening when you do this a lot. That's why I always told you you have to take a break and came back, and then you're going to find the solution. The problem was that this is only info. This is only you can see, but this is not like a real object. And I said that to you, right? I said this should be affecting all the things, and it is converted into an object. But I was missing the realized instances, and here this is working because this is a mesh. This is a mesh. This is why this was working. But this is not, this is anything. This is nothing. This is just info that you can see. I forgot to convert this into to make this into real objects, because remember, this is the final object. Why is this is working and this is moving? Because this is final objects. These are realized instances with the node. But this, I insert it. I create this inside each point. Look, with this. Where is the with the instance on point, with the instance on point node? But I forgot that I did here, to convert it into to make it real. The name said realized. Okay, it is not what it means in, I don't know, in English this, in Spanish this is not like real, but it sounds like real realized. The name says, I don't know if that is the meaning, but I can compare that, the two words. The name said, do it into a real object. How can I miss that? But that's the good thing about live streams. You can see all the mistakes that I make here with you, and you can say, okay, I have to pay attention. So you learn, I think, you learn something new. There is an important lesson that we learned today. Always, when you create something on a point with the instance on points, you always have to immediately add this node that is going to convert what you have into a real object. And now our wings are moving. Yeah, I am flying. Woo. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, let me move this into the 45. What is the real 0? Okay, let me put it in 0 for now. Because there is something else that I was missing. And I was thinking, okay, it is looking good, and I think that I'm going to have some problems with this part. You're going to see. Yeah. I'm going to have some problems with this part. You're going to see. Because what I want to do now, look at my feathers. Let me put some music to finish this. I don't want to go without finishing this part. Look at this small like rotation, like this bending effect here at the top, at the tip of the feathers. We have to create that. I forgot to create that. And to do that, I'm going to do this. Connect this here. I have this in 0, right? Okay, I have to transform, to combine transform. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for coming. We're just doing this very quickly, and then I go. Okay. Thanks for coming. Transform pivot. I want to change the pivot. No, there is no. No pivot. Point. I don't know what I am talking about right now. What happened? Want to change my position. Let me move this here. I'm going to separate this. You stay here, so I don't forget about you again. Then I have to find a way to change those rotations, change that transform, that pivot, that rotation, the position. here. How can I forget about that? Realize I'm going to only use the rotation. I'm going to combine to use only one rotation, and the rotation that I'm going to use is the Y rotation, because this is C is here, like here. X we already know that is like here to here, and Y is this one. So I'm going to affect Y. I'm going to duplicate this one here and separate. Separate. X, Y, C. Combine, separate. What did I write? Separate. I write in the wrong way. Sorry. I want to change the X with the Y. I used to do these kind of things when I was creating 3 AR filters. And I'm going to use the change the value, and the result is going to be on the Y axis, and I'm going to play with these values. What happened? Yeah, yes. I remember what is happening here. Sorry. I have to find. This is the effect that is going to create here. I want to rotate that. Let me see if there is another. Okay, let me show you. I want something like that, right? Let me put the camera here. But I want to affect only this one, this one. So I have to go until this curve. So I have to play and to find a value that goes to where I want. Okay, let me move it here. Because if I use like that, it is going to affect everything. I have to play here with let me change this to not affect directly with linear. I have to find a way to play with all these values until I say okay, it is moving, it is not affecting that, and only the last feathers. It is in the one, just this one. And I already found those values, I think 1.1. I can play here with minus to not affect that part. The thing is, let me show you. These values are not like values that you should copy. Maybe you can copy, but you have to play by your own these values. I have to affect. Sorry, time. Again. This only affect this one here, not this part. So you have to change, to test different values here until you see okay, it is not going to affect. You need to have something like this. Again, when your feathers are like in this position, when this is open, you're good. Then you're good. But maybe I have to change these values later because but I think that you understand what I am talking about. I have to find a way to rotate this but not to affect this part, and to not affect this part I just want to go until like here in this position on the second curve, where the second curve starts. So I have to play with this value, this map range, that is going to affect the Y rotation of all of this, but with this I can adjust that only this area please, not this. Do not touch this part. So I can maybe remember these values are not exactly. This is something that maybe I am trying and maybe I am wrong. I am going to change, but at least you can see how this is going to work, and you can change it the way you want. Let me open the feather so I can have like a sorry. No, it is good. The feathers are good in this position. Yes, in this position it is good. Maybe -1. Yes, I am not going to touch this. If I want, then I touch this. Let me do this again. Yes, because if I open my wings like this, then my wings are going to be maybe a little bit up. But I think that this is good. Just because if I close, I've opened this more. No, like that. I should. Here, this is good. Okay, so we're going to leave in these values. You can change this. This is for bending. Let me move this a little bit out, or instead of moving this out, I'm going to move this a little bit down. I'm going to select all of these and going to put a frame there. Remember that you can press F2 to write the name, but I cannot do that because if I press F2, the OBS screen is going to change. So I am going to just start manually bending. Okay. So now we finished the main structure of our wings. Look how beautiful these wings. And we are going to continue on Monday. We're going to start sculpting our feathers. Let me try to find a... Oh, it is looking good. Oh, look at that. I like this for the thumbnail. Oof. Okay, friends, so we did a great job today. This was very exhausting, but it was very fun, and I think that we all learned a lot. So friends, this is all for today, and we're going to continue sculpting the feathers on Monday. Monday we're going to start testing different things, if this is working, if I like it, if I don't like it. We're going to see that on Monday. Maybe the simple deform modifier is not for me and I want to change that. I don't know. We're going to see that's problem for Monday. But we're going to start the sculpting feathers first. Just I don't know if I'm going to add to use different models of feathers. I don't know if I am going to use one model of feathers. Maybe I can create copies, maybe five or 6 maybe feathers designs. I don't know. We're going to see that on Monday to see maybe some variation here on what we have. Yes, maybe. So please, friends, if you are new in this channel, please give it a like, share this content with others, subscribe to the channel. What Miguel, what, before we go? About the feathers, to design different feather, to design different styles of feathers. That's what you're talking about. Okay. Yes, we are going to just select like one basic model, and then I just try to change some things, and I'm going to say that is the feathers. We're going to see that, but just small changes and then merge, and that's all. So there's nothing to worry about that. We're going to see that. We have here, for example, a great, look at this beautiful feather design. I like this one. Maybe we can use this one also as reference. I don't know. We're going to see that on Monday. But yes, we're going to see that on Monday. So please, for those who are new, remember to subscribe, give it a like, share this content with others, and leave a comment below. Remember that if you don't understand or you want to do this for 3D modeling and not for 3D sculpting, because I am doing this for 3D sculpting, you can check on the Discord on the last on the previous streaming, the description. You can check the original video where I use the method, and there I am just using one part of the method that he's using, because he in the final part he's using like a lot of feathers at the top on the borders, and that is also another important part of the process. So if you want to do that for 3D modeling and you want to follow that design, you should check that video. I am not going to do that because I am not doing this for 3D modeling, and if I do this for 3D sculpting, that is not good for the PC, because he's like using a lot of, he's like inserting on each face one plane that has already a texture of a feather, and it is good because he's using planes, but I am going to using feathers with a lot of polygons, so that is not going to be good. And also I don't like that design, because that design looks like maybe like this kind of furry animals, like something like that. I don't like that final result. And also it is not going to work. He's using that for rendering, because he changed some things here on the render section, so you can see, because he insert a lot of planes that you cannot see through the transparent parts. It is completely black, and he had to change that. So maybe if you want this for games, this is not a good reference, because you are using a lot of planes. You can maybe check that method and just reduce the number of faces that you're going to use for your feathers, okay? But you can check that. And also here we change a lot from the original, because we use the second curve for other feathers, and we add extra feathers. We change a lot, so it's not exactly like the way he's doing. By the base, the more important part is in that video. Okay, and also here we're going to, maybe I'm going to delete some things here and I don't like, and I'm going to use the traditional methods, the 3 other methods that I already showed you in the previous streaming that we can use to create feathers. So that's up to you. You have a lot of information, and you can test it by yourself. Okay, what else? Okay, remember that tomorrow is our gaming streaming nights, and we continue playing Doom. I think that I am at level 5, and I am on a part what I cannot complete because it is very difficult. There are a lot of demons there, and I don't have enough bullets to finish that part, so it's going to be funny tomorrow night. Tomorrow and on Saturday nights we're going to play Doom. We're going to continue. I think that I'm going to create, I am preparing a video. I'm going to start, this is what I'm going to start for you to know. I'm going to start creating videos about the models that I already create. This is not a time lapse. I am going to show you different files of the process that I do for all the models that I completed by myself for my portfolio. I think the 3D modeling, because the sculpting, I can do that with the sculpting, but let's test how it goes with the 3D modeling. And I'm going to show you, explain to you what methods I use to complete that, and also give you a little bit of context of what was my inspiration to complete that models. So there you're going to see maybe the methods that I use, how I do things, or how I did things, because those are like models that I created before. I'm going to share, for example, on those kind of videos, the missile that I am just finishing. I already rigging, I already create, I finish, I convert it into one texture. It is already complete, but I want to try to learn some VFX with particle systems. So I'm going to add fire and all of that, smoke and all of that to the missile. So when I finish that project, also I'm going to prepare a video about that. So yes, that's all. But before I do that, I think that I should create a video about explaining an important method that is the cage method, to make high poly to low poly objects that are with very different, maybe complex geometry. So when I finish that, I start creating the other videos, okay? And before I have that kind of content, I think that I'm going to start creating extracts or clips from the games that I already played. For example, with Doom 3. If you go and check my shorts, you can see that at the beginning I was creating like some clips from playing Black Myth Wukong. So I think that I'm going to return with that to create maybe shorts. That's to create some kind of content to have for you, and maybe to help the channel. I don't know. Maybe it is not a good idea because people are not watching. I don't know. I remember that we are growing. We are going this slowly, step by step, and I need to try different things, okay? I don't know what let me see if people like that, and then I continue with that, okay? So that's all. What else I need to say? No, that's everything. Just please subscribe, go visit my online stores, TurboSquid for 3D modeling, Codes 3D for 3D sculpting, and CG Trader, where you have everything, all there. If you want models like this one for your collection, or maybe assets for your games and animations. If you want me to collaborate in your project as a freelancer, then you can check my email there. You can contact me, my email there, and also you can maybe create a project on CG Trader and send me a message there. Please follow me on my social media accounts, X, Instagram and TikTok, where you have all the content that I am uploading, clips about 3D and games, and all my portfolio there. I am uploading my portfolio. What else? That's all. Thanks for coming. Remember to subscribe, that is very important, and see you in the next one.